Hey, my sewers, welcome back. Lisa here, and we have done all sorts of sewing for fashion. But you know what we haven't done is sewing for your home. That is actually a huge part of the sewing world that we've just barely gotten started with. And you know, it's actually a bit simpler than sewing for fashion. Why is that? Because if you think about it, most sewing for your home is rectangular. Curtains are rectangular, bed sheets are rectangular, towels are rectangular. Pretty simple stuff because all you have to do is straight lines and corners, which I will explain to you in just a moment. We have a few little tutorials prepared for you right now with our home sewing mini course. I will show you how to do your own table linens, your own curtains, and I've got a bonus for you. So first up, your basic table linens. I'm just going to show you how to do a napkin. So we have this napkin, and since it's just a scrap of fabric, the dimensions don't have to be perfect, but I do want it to be a perfect square. So I'm going to make sure that my dimensions are 14 by 14. And now, as you know, everything varies, just depending on what it is or where it's from. So your table can be any size, and your napkins can be any size. You know, some of them you can fold up, and they're really cool, and they're huge. They're probably like an entire yard, which is 3 feet by 3 feet, folded together. We just want this one to be small. But I do like working with squares because this is a fun fact. A lot of origami comes in squares. So if you have square napkins, you can make more cool origami shapes when you're throwing dinner parties. Try that at home. All right, so we've got our square here, and now all you've got to do is, we want our right side down. As you can tell, this is a bit darker, so that's going to be facing the table. And then we're just going to fold under every single side just 1/4 inch and do that twice, so that the raw edges are covered up, and all we have to do to finish this napkin is top stitch all of those edges. So I'm going to fold them under, press them so that they stay flat, pin them so that they stay in place, and then put them under the sewing machine. That'll just take a few minutes per napkin. So I've got my napkin all pinned up. Now I'm just going to place it into the machine. Whenever I top stitch, I always make sure that the right side is up, and that's just because I can trust my top stitching more than my bobbin stitching. So if the bobbin thread that you can't really see while you sew ever gets weird or tangly, it's going to be hidden with the final result. So typically, rule of thumb, top stitch with right side up. Now folks, since we're doing a rectangle, I hope you remember how to turn corners. If you don't remember, here's how. To turn your corner, lift up the presser foot, but make sure that the needle is still down in the machine. Then you just rotate it 90 degrees, put that presser foot back down, and continue sewing. Oh, got stuck. I'm just going to help that out a little. There we go. Now this might be a good time for you to add that decorative stitch to your linen, because I know you've been eyeing those settings on your machine. I used to have this one machine that had cute little tulips and ducks as a decorative stitch, and those were always so fun. That could be a good stitch to add to any spring napkins. But right now I'm just using the nice basic straight stitch because I want it to have a clean finish. So that is your basic napkin, good to go. I'm just going to clean it up a little, as we always do when we finish sewing. And then you can just go ahead and fold that any way you want. Get ready to entertain those guests. You can use the same technique for the whole entire tablecloth, or essentially anything where you really like the fabric but you want to seal away that raw edge. And then you will have so many things that you can wear and decorate your home with. So many people hang their curtains the wrong way and it ends up closing the space. Now, I've taken a few interior design classes myself, have a degree in it, and let me tell you, there is a right way and a wrong way to hang a curtain.